There's been a lot of talk about Social Security and raising the retirement age. And I found it very interesting. I really enjoyed your take on Ben Shapiro's thoughts on not retiring and why it's a bad idea. And you mentioned that 1 in 5 retirees ends up getting depressed.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on not retiring?
Yeah. I think it's overrated. I think it's bad for your health. Physically and mentally, that's the data. It's not my opinion. What I would say is I'm okay with you downshifting. So if retirement means I'm gonna step away from this full-time career that I've been doing for a long time, and I'm going to change my lifestyle, but I'm going to stay active in some type of volunteerism. Excuse me, guys. This is what happens when you smoke cigars till 3 a.m. If it means that I'm now contributing to society in a different way, but it still looks like work, not from the have to, but the want to, which is what I preach. So I'm getting up and I'm using my talent, what I do best, to do something that I enjoy. That's passion. To then produce a result that I care deeply about. That's a sense of mission. So use what I do best to do what I enjoy to produce a result that matters to me. Let's just shift. Let's shift our time and our resources to that sentence in a different season of life. And so that's the point I was making, where I took a little bit, of an issue with what he said. It's like, that's not the human dream, to just get to a stage in your life. My gosh, the 70s, you've worked your butt off. You've done a great job. You've got a lot of freedom. I've read from some really interesting people that the 70s could be your best decade if health is okay. And so I think it's the equivalent of, who's the first guy to scale Mount Everest? My brain is tired this morning. But he gets to the top of Mount Everest. First person ever. He's with his Sherpa climbing partner. And it's recorded. His Sherpa partner told the media later that they put a few mementos down. Can you imagine? First people ever. Top of the world. And they're looking around. And he goes, points to another mountain range, looks at his Sherpa climbing partner, and he goes, that's the one we do next. That's what I think retirement should be. Slow down if you want to, downshift, whatever. Great. But this idea of what work really is, which I define work is, a positive contribution to your zip code. It's that simple.
Yeah. So what I find interesting is that Social Security retirement is one of the most controversial issues in terms of like the older generation. Like younger generation is more social issues. As you get older, it's just Social Security and retirement. When Ben made the claim that you should not retire, he got lit up, honestly, unlike anything I've ever seen Ben get lit up before. And he said some controversial things. What I'm curious is, can you steelman the argument where maybe retirement is good? When I envision my future, if I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of somebody who doesn't want to retire that, or who does want to retire, I like to think, okay, well, I can play golf, I can go and I can play pickleball, I can live on a farm with my family and just kind of hang out, go see my friends and practice my hobbies. And that sounds amazing from the years of 65 or 70 to the rest of my life. Do you think that could still be a fulfilling life? Is there any merit to retirement if you're steelmanning the argument?
I think that can be a nice life, but I don't think it's meaningful. I really would take issue with anybody on that. And I love Ben. I think that what he was missing here, and I think what we're missing is we were made to work. I just believe that. I just believe it. It goes back to the very core of our spirit, whether you're a person of faith or spiritual and atheist, it doesn't matter, because I don't think you can deny this. You don't have to teach a human to lay in bed at night or be behind the wheel of a car or in a shower or walking along and your mind goes to, what am I supposed to do with my life? Every human that's ever been on the planet and that will come on this planet will one day wonder that question. That's fascinating to me. So to me, that speaks to meaning. Now, I derive great meaning from work, and I think that work is not all that we are, but it is something that we are wired to do. If I say work just means contribute my talent to create a positive result. That could be, as Martin Luther King Jr. so famously said to middle school students, if it falls your lot to be a street sweeper, sweep streets so that all the hosts of heaven look down and say, and I'm paraphrasing, there is the Michelangelo of street sweepers. he was getting to something there, right? That there is good that can be done and should be done and must be done. And I think if you look at it that way, it goes, okay, I love the way you set the question up, but like, do all those things. I love pickleball. By the way, I'll just answer it very personally. My goal in my 70s and 80s is to wake up and start off with some exercise in the gym. I'm very religious about that. And then I see myself sitting with a bunch of old cranky dudes, or maybe couples with my wife, because we love spending time together, and other couples. And there's a nice breakfast or something along those lines, and we're laughing, talking about kids, grandkids, whatever, socializing. And then there's some type of pickleball. I'm obsessed with pickleball. Obsessed. I will play tonight for 3 hours. If you were in town, I would welcome you. We're a great group of guys. Anytime you're in, Wednesday night,
I'll bring my paddle, my shoes,
next time. You're welcome. It's a great group of guys. About 30 of us. We play for 3 hours.
Oh my gosh.
7 to 10.
3 hours?
Oh man, I'm exhausted, but I'm so fulfilled because it's competition and community.
If you guys play pickleball, give the video a like. Pop a subscribe.
Yes, please.
In fact, if you're in Las Vegas and you're a good pickleball player,
and you want to
shoot
play
me
Jack?
a DM.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to play pickleball.
And next time I'm in Vegas, I'm texting you, and if you got time, I'm in.
Okay, deal.
I'm
deal.
in love with the
Deal.
game. It's
Sorry,
phenomenal.
Graham is so uninterested in
sick of
pickleball.
this.
He hates.
He talks about it all the time.
Any sports, any sort of athletic
And we
stuff.
apologize to all the listeners and viewers who are sick of the pickleball evangelist.
Just try it. You'll love it.
Just try it.
Yeah.
And then after that, or whatever that day looks like, it's going to have the working out, the community and food, eating together. There will be the hobby, that physical kind of sports hobby. But then I will have to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that looks like me mentoring a bunch of 20-year-old dudes 3 days a week. I consider that work. So when I say that, it's like you can downshift and I'm not saying you got to work a 40-hour week, but this idea of retiring, if you actually look up the word, it's to retreat. I don't want to retreat in my old age.
Being an adult has its high points. You can eat ice cream for dinner, you can play video games whenever you want, and you can even eat ice cream while playing video games. But sadly, it's not all fun. You have to do your taxes, figure out what's for dinner every night, and of course, make doctor's appointments. But for that one, there is our sponsor, ZocDoc, the healthcare app that makes adulting that much easier.
For those unaware, ZocDoc is a free app and website where you could search and compare high-quality in-network doctors, choose the one that's the right fit for your needs, and then click to instantly book an appointment.
We're talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, eye care to skincare, and so much more. You can filter for doctors who take your insurance, who are located nearby, who are a great fit for any medical need you may have, and who are highly rated by verified patients. You can also see their actual appointment openings, choose a time that works for you, and click to instantly book a visit. Plus, ZocDoc appointments happen fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking, and you can even score same-day appointments.
I'd highly recommend you check out ZocDoc because it really makes the entire process simple. And in the past, I'll admit sometimes I put off things like this because I just didn't want to go through the hassle. But ZocDoc really helps to streamline everything and just makes it easy. So stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/iced to find and instantly book a doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/iced, ZocDoc.com/iced with the link down below in the description. Thank you so much, ZocDoc, for sponsoring today's episode. And now let's get back to the podcast.